Welcome to this bonus video. Of all the bonus videos, this is kind of different because this is addressing an advanced learning point and not just reinforcing something that's sort of simpler. So I would say don't even bother with this if you're finding in general the class is quite difficult. This is just to touch on something which I just feel needs commenting on. I didn't want to do it in one of the main videos. I recommend you pause this and have a go. Although this equally works well if you just watch me do it. Anyway, suppose I solve this by saying this is not a good thing to do, by the way, but suppose I solve it by doing the same to both sides. Now, in general, mathematicians are a big fan of doing plus to both sides, or minus to both sides, or divide to both sides, or times to both sides. But the moment you start doing other stuff, you've got to be a bit careful. Anyway, so let's look at this particular example. So let's square root both sides. That means x plus 1 equals 5 minus 3x. I'm going to minus 3x from both sides, which gives me 4x plus 1 equals 5. I'm going to minus 1 from both sides, which gives me 4x equals 4. Divide by 1 gives me x equals 1. Ta-da! I've solved the equation. There's something up here. Can you see what it is? There's effectively an x squared. So how come there's only one solution? What's going on? The answer is, when we did this, we lost an answer. So, why am I doing this? Because you need to be careful. You're not likely to lose an answer if you add to both sides, minus from both sides, divide on both sides, or times on both sides. They're fine, they're safe. And a lot of other things are safe. But let's not go around square rooting both sides just casually. It's not always a great thing to do. For example, you know when we square root, suppose you've got x squared equals 16. If you square root both sides, we always do this, don't we? We say x equals 4 or minus 4. Or 4 or minus 4. And that's because we know we just lost an answer if we don't write them both. Blah, blah, blah. There's like a gazillion and one ways I could progress now in order to continue this learning point. I'm going to roll with doing this. I'm going to say x plus 1. I'm just going to write the question out again. The way I'm going to roll now is I'm just going to multiply these out. And I'm going to solve it longhand and prove that there are two answers. And presumably this must be one of the solutions, the x equals 1. So presumably we're going to discover that is correct. It's just that we were just missing the other answer. And when it's squared, you have to do the right part. So we've got x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 25 minus, what's 5 times 3? 15. Minus 30x plus 9x squared. Let's faff around here. Let's minus x squared from both sides. Let's minus 2x from both sides at the same time. Let's minus 1 from both sides. So it immediately ends up with 0. So that's 24 equals up to minus 32x plus 8x squared. I'm now going to tidy that up so it looks better. I'm going to write it as 8 because I remember we said before about having to order things. You might have heard me, it depends on whether you skip that particular thing. But basically it's good to have a kind of systematic order that you always put things in. So I'm going to just immediately convert it to this order. Now, I'm just going to do something here, which is I'm going to double check my minus signs because I'm just getting a nagging feeling I might have made a mistake. Let me look at this. That's got a positive in front of it. That's a minus and a plus. That's got a positive in front of it. That's got a minus. That's now got the positive. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I just wanted to check. Right. How do we solve this? We can't solve this. There's two different unknowns, but we can use the trick, which is to factorize. The first thing we do when we factorize is we try and take something out. Oh, look, they've all got 8. So we can take an 8 out. That gives us x squared minus 8, 16, 24, minus 4x plus 8, 16, 24 plus 3 equals 0. In reality, that's just a constant. So now let's try and factorize this. I need, it's going to have to be an x and an x. It's going to have to be a minus and a plus. Oh, wait, no. It's a minus and a minus. It's a 3 and a 1. As I said before, this course isn't really about going and diving deep into solving quadratics, so let's just not worry about that. Basically, that is correct. You can go away and think about it if you like. X minus 1 equals 0, or x plus, minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to add 1 to both sides, which gives me x equals 1. Oh, look, that's the answer we found earlier. But the answer we lost was this one, which is x equals 3. There are other ways to have done this. I'm fully aware of that. I've just done one example. And again, could go into a lot more depth on what you can do to both sides, what you can't do to both sides, what's safe, what's less safe. But that was a little bit of an overview, just kind of a bit of an insight, some ideas.